everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're doing amazing. Let's get started. All right. Hey, my question for you today is, what's your blue ocean? What's your blue ocean? If you've done any business conversations, first of all, do you know the phrase blue ocean strategy? If you don't, I'm going to have a little bit of a conversation with you, a little bit of a wake-up call. If you're building a business, to help people have more, if you're building a business to wind up taking people take money from people, it's critical. It's critical that you understand blue ocean strategy. Now, there's a whole book on it, and there's a lot of people who discuss it and talk about it. My point is if you're not aware of what a blue ocean strategy is, you may not be doing it. If you are not aware of what a blue ocean strategy is, then you're in a red ocean. And a red ocean is one of competition and competing and pushing other people out and pushing other people down. Red ocean is where there's blood in the water. Think about that for just a second. So if you have not acquired the skill set or the understanding of what a blue ocean strategy is, meaning it's calm, it's peaceful. Have you ever been out on the ocean and it was just this beautiful blue ocean? There was no waves. It was just easy. It was this amazing. The water was deep and clear. So first of all, if you're not familiar with blue ocean, go Google it, go do some research, chat GPT it. Say, teach me about blue ocean strategy. Second thing I want you to become fully aware of is that you are a blue ocean. What do I mean by that? When I say that you are a blue ocean, what do I mean by that? You are the only one of your kind. There is no competition in being you. Pay attention to that. There's no competition in being you. You wanting to be like somebody else, that's not a bad thing, right? I wouldn't mind having some skill sets that Phil had, or Bob Proctor had, or Wallace D. Wattles had, or Dr. Wayne Dyer have, or Dr. Joe Dispenza had.
Found.
So I am all about being this individual who acquires other skill sets and is the accumulation of a variety of things. Napoleon Hill is the accumulation.
Mic check, Sean.
Testing 1, 2. Anything now? What's going on here? How about now?
Good now.
Is it back?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. So it must be something of value that I'm saying so that it got distracted. The good news is, here's the good news. A farm boy from Ohio, not the sharpest knife in the drawer. When I have a conversation about something, I usually have to keep it in a bucket because I don't have that vastness to talk about. So let's go back to where I was. Understanding that you are this blue ocean strategy. There's only one of you. The accumulation of Napoleon Hill was of his mom, of his dad, of Carnegie, of the 500 people he went and interviewed. See, Napoleon Hill wasn't a success when he started off on his Think and Grow Rich journey, 20 plus years. He became successful because he began to apply. He became successful because he started to build his own blue ocean. Dr. Wayne Dyer was an orphan looking at tomato seeds, wanting to find out, see where all of the tomatoes were inside of a tomato seed. He had this idea of being inquisitive. He wasn't this world changer thought leader. Wallace D. Wattles was a minister, a preacher, poor, impoverished. Why are all of these in certain circles household names? How far out does your name get mentioned in household? See, that's your blue ocean, is that you are the only one that exists like you. So now the question is, now the challenge is how do you become fully aware of your blue ocean? You make it bigger than the amount of water that your boat is sitting in, that your mind is sitting in. How do you expand your blue ocean? You help other people find their own blue ocean. The reason people say, hey, listen, the reason people say, hey, it's one of those things, listen carefully. How many of you have ever dropped a 1 in the chat if anybody has ever said to you, is that one of those things you're in? And if they've ever said that's one of those things you're in, that was a red ocean. That's red ocean conversation, red ocean strategy. And then you do what? What do you do? What do you do? You defend it. You add more blood to the water. You add more fight to the conversation. Well, what do you mean by one of those things? Have you ever done this? Have you ever done that? Is this making sense? We were listening to a woman this morning in some meditation, a quick 10-minute video, where she built $100 million businesses simply by finding something that she asked the question, what sucks in my life and does it suck for others? How many of you have had a good idea? How many of you have had an idea, man, somebody should create something for X, and then a couple of years later you went, I can't believe somebody made that. See, they went into the blue ocean. We're in a powerful profession of helping people have more of what they want, less of what they don't. We're in this powerful profession of MLM, me leading more, mentors leading mentors, me loving more. That's my MLM that I'm a part of, me loving more. We're in the business of helping people find their own blue ocean. We're in the business of helping people find that place where they can create residual. We're in that place where we can help people find that place where they can relax. We're in that place where we can help people. We're in that ocean that we can help people discover their freedom. We're in that place where we can help people in their own ocean remove stress from their life. Isn't the ultimate design of anyone seeking a goal, isn't the ultimate design of anyone seeking a goal for them to go to a blue ocean? What do we always say? I got to get out of my comfort zone. I got to get out of my red zone. I got to get out of where the fighting and the competition is, and the blood and the destruction and the fear and the challenges. I've got to get out of my comfort zone. That is not your comfort zone. The red ocean that you are in is not your comfort zone. The challenge is we have red ocean conversations and they can't see the blue ocean. We think the blue ocean is the top level of the comp plan. That is not the blue ocean for people who don't like to stand on stage. Could you imagine if you came across somebody who's ready, willing, and able? Ready, willing, and able. You need those 3 things. You may want to write that down. Many of times you talk to people who are ready, but they're not willing and they're not able. You talk to people who are able, but they're not ready, they're not willing. You talk to people who are willing, but they're not able and they're not ready. You need those 3 things. It's funny how we typically need 3 things: people who are ready, willing, and able. So imagine you talk to somebody who's ready, they're willing, they're able, and then you say the way to get to your blue ocean is to reach the top of the comp plan, and they almost pass out because they don't know how to talk to people. They're afraid of talking to people. Their stomach, they don't have butterflies, they got dragons in their belly when you talk about them having to go talk on stage, stand in front of people, go on video. They may acquire the skills, probably will. But if you're talking to somebody who's sitting in a red ocean, that's impossible for them to see blue ocean. Does this make sense? So how do we switch that? How do we change that? You got to start working on you. You got to take care of you first. You got to find out your DMP, your definite major purpose. Listen, nobody needs you for their reason for success. They only need you for their excuse. And how many times have you had people sign up, get started, say, I'm in, I'm all in. You don't need to sponsor one more person. I'm going to take you to the top. And then you never see them again. They don't need you for the reason for their success. They need you for the excuse of their success. It's why 98% of the population struggle. They've got a good job. They could make good money, but what do? They overextend. They got marketed to. They got sold on what is supposed to be the in thing, the hot thing, the iPhone 72, right? Just saying, it's hard to see a blue ocean if you're sitting in a red ocean, if your dialogue is red ocean, if your mindset is red ocean. So where do you need to start first? Self-talk. Go to selftalkwithsean.com. Go take that self-talk from the Self-Talk Institute, take that spin for 30 days and see what happens. See what happens. As an instructor of the Self-Talk Institute, it's important for you to realize that your red ocean is what you say to yourself every day. Your red ocean is what you say to yourself every single day. 80,000 thoughts a day. University of Queensland, Queen's University out of Canada says we have about 6,000 thoughts a day, 5,000 to 6,000 thoughts a day. I believe what they're saying in the research that they did is we have 5,000 to 6,000 new thoughts, awareness. It takes a lot. Take how many hours you're awake and divide that by 5,000. How many hours you're awake, divide that by 5,000. You'll see how many thoughts you have in an hour. That's new thoughts, aware thoughts, conscious thoughts that you got to pick up the fork. The fork is in a different spot. You got to do this over here. Listen, picking up a fork is a decision. Yet of the 5,000 new thoughts that you have about 70,000 repetitive thoughts. And out of the 70,000 repetitive thoughts, about 80% of those are not in your favor. So let me ask you, if you're having 70,000 thoughts and 80% of those are not in your favor, type a blue if you think you're in blue ocean strategy, or red if you're in red ocean strategy. If you're having 70,000 thoughts and 80% of them, 55,000 thoughts are not in your favor, is that a blue ocean strategy or a red ocean strategy? Now all of a sudden we want to change. We want to get excited about something. Hello, Fiona. We get excited about something and we want to go build a business. We want to go save people. We want to go help people. We want to talk about things we're not familiar with. We want to stand in front of people and say, I understand business. You should join me in business. And people are like, you don't know what you're talking about. Where do we find ourselves, in blue ocean or red ocean? People don't need us for the reason for them to succeed. They need us for the excuse they've been looking for. How do you fix that? How do you shift that? How do you change that? You start working on your DMP. You go to 12weekswithsean.com and you get the 12-week mastermind. That the first question it asks you is, what business are you in? Day 2, the question it asks you is, what business are you really in? And the third question it says is, what business do you need to be in 6 months from now? Do you think your business will adjust, will shift, will have a slight change 6 months from now? I hope the answer you say is yes, because one of the things that'll happen is if you're building your business, you're going to grow your community. And if you grow your community, the business you're in is from helping one-on-one to beginning to build leaders. Here's why most people's businesses fail. They slide backwards. They go sideways, is because they don't understand how to move the masses. Tom Zig Ziglar's son, said, we must learn how to inspire people who work remotely. Do you know how to inspire people who aren't on your email list? Do you know how to inspire people who aren't on your Zoom? Do you know how to inspire people who work remotely? Do you know how to create edification and recognition for those remote workers? It's called an email list. It's called a texting tree. All of this to say, I'm inviting you to a blue ocean strategy. And that's to have more of what you want and less of what you don't. Best way to do that is work on your definite major purpose. Hope that makes sense. Sure sounds good. Sounds easy to do. Jim Rohn said, if it's easy to do, it's also easy not to do. I'd encourage you to begin working on your blue ocean awareness that you are the only one that exists like you. You're already in a blue ocean. It's when you try to compete and when you try to do this and you try to do that, you're not really doing it. You can't try anything. You do or do not, right, Yoda? Do or do not. There is no try, right? So what do? We go back to what our default mode network in the brain, our default mode network. We struggle. That's all repairable. It's all shiftable. It's all changeable. When you decide that you want to live in a blue ocean, you'll work on your definite major purpose. When you decide you want to live in a blue ocean, you'll do your gratitude every single morning. When you want to live in a blue ocean, you'll find ways to have more of what you want, less of what you don't. You'll be in the highest service to you and to those you love. I'm your head brain training blue ocean strategy misfit, Sean Murphy. I'll see y'all where? I'll see you at the next event. Till then, bye for now. Thanks, Instagram. Love you tons. And YouTube. I think I went live on YouTube.